Fasting was a really hot topic in 2019 and it's not going anywhere. So I thought it would be a really good topic to cover during our 21-day challenge. So I want to talk about a couple different types of fasting and how to determine maybe what would be best for you. But the really cool thing about fasting is it's been around for thousands of years, right? This is nothing new. It just so happened that in 2019, the trend picked up. But if you look at almost any religion, you'll see they have some type of fasting practice incorporated. So nothing new. Definitely something we can all benefit from. So 3 types of fasting that I really like are intermittent fasting, time-restricted eating or feeding, and then something called the fasting mimicking diet. Also could be a 5-day water fast. So I think intermittent fasting is what most people think of when they hear fasting. It's been on the news, it's in every magazine, every book. So everyone's always asking me about intermittent fasting. So intermittent fasting really just means you're doing kind of sporadic periods of fasting. So it could be you fasted 12 hours on Tuesday, maybe 24 hours on Friday. So you're kind of just intermittently fasting. So this is a really good thing to do. Definitely kind of mixes up things in your body. Highly recommend that. Something I like even better is called time-restricted eating or time-restricted feeding, so depending on how you look at it. So this is just shortening the window throughout the day that you are eating. It gives your body the opportunity to really detox, give your digestive system a break when you're not eating, sleep deeply, a lot of benefits there. So basically, if you want to look at time-restricted eating, let's say a 12-hour window. So you would eat all of your food between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. That would be 12 hours. Then we can start to extend that a little bit more. So maybe you want to do a 14-hour fast, 16-hour fast, so on. So that's going to shorten your feeding window even more. I know a lot of people are talking about the 8-hour feeding window right now. I find it can work well for men, but for women, it seems to be a little too stressful on the body. So remember, fasting is a stressor on the body. So it's a good stress, but some of us can't handle that. So if you're under a lot of stress, you're exercising too much, you're not sleeping enough, stressful job, you don't want to add another stress to your plate. So for women, I find, especially with the hormonal levels that we deal with, we want to be careful of that. So for women, I say 12 to 14 hours of fasting is great. Men, you can do closer to that 18, maybe even 20 hours at for some days. So that's where that type of fasting comes in. And then the last thing is a 5-day water fast, which is a little extreme, or something called the fasting mimicking diet. So the fasting mimicking diet is based off of research from Walter Longo. He's amazing. Definitely look him up. He has a really good book called The Longevity Diet. But he basically found out how do we get all the benefits of a 5-day water fast but still be able to eat a little bit, because it's hard to do that, especially if you have a job, kids, a life. So Prolon came to be. I don't love that it's pre-packaged food, but the ingredients are pretty good. There's bars, soups, olives. Makes it super easy. It's very low calorie, but there's enough fat and carbohydrates that it actually kind of tricks your body into thinking you're getting more than you are. It's very low in protein, which helps to support that fasting benefit. So fasting benefits, we see weight loss, insulin, better insulin control, so blood sugar control, great for brain function, very great in the anti-aging space. So all around, definitely want to incorporate some type of fasting practice. Just have to figure out what works best for you. I personally like doing about 12 to 14 hours of fasting every day, because overnight, obviously you're sleeping. That's pretty easy to do. So just extending that a little bit, and hopefully you're eating dinner early enough in the night that you're not eating, right before bed, so going to sleep with a full stomach. That's never good. All right, so let me know what questions you have about fasting in the Facebook group, and hope to hear from you soon.